If you've ever visited the South, owned a Southern cookbook, known someone who grew up in Appalachia, or watched a movie set in the area, you've heard about cobblers. Sometimes these famous desserts are referred to as Dutch babies, galettes, grunts, slumps, pandowdy, sonker, tart, tort, buckles, or chuckwagon. But all of these vibrant names refer to the one well known cobbler. The first use of the word cobbler was in reference to someone who makes or mends shoes, and later transitioned to mean clumsily thrown together. The word cobbler may have also been given to the dish for its golden brown crust, resembling the cobblestone streets of colonial America. At the earliest colonizing in America, and especially after the expansion of the 13 colonies, families gathered their belongings in wagons and set out across the country to claim new lands and settle down. With the early ideas of pies dating back to 9500 BC in Europe, these families wanted to continue the traditional foods they grew up on and bring the idea of pie to their new homes. On the road, with very little supplies, families threw accessible fruit, flour, and other simple ingredients into one pan above the fire. Thus, the cobbler was born. Traveling settlers improvised familiar dishes, serving cobblers as a main dish until the late 19th century, when it became primarily a dessert due to less need for on the go meals. One of the appeals of cobblers is they require very little preparation. Settlers could use cast iron pans to make savory or sweet cobblers, no matter where they parked their hungry families on the road. After America continued to industrialize, cobblers remained present throughout Appalachia. Whatever was mass produced at the moment was seen in cobbler throughout time. Fannie Farmer, Nabisco, and then Bisquick. Whatever was the most accessible and most affordable became the topping and pastry for cobblers. It is because of the available resources that we see a wide variety of cobblers: blackberry, blueberry, rhubarb, peach, or any other fruit that you can find in Appalachia. Barbara Shortridge's American Cuisine Survey Apple Stack Cake for Dessert, Appalachian Regional Foods, suggests peach cobbler has remained a favorite in Appalachia. Through asking Appalachian families to prepare menus for imaginary guests, data was collected that concluded peach cobbler to be a top dessert in the region, especially in North Carolina and Georgia. So why peaches? Southern Appalachia is filled with the sweet smell of juicy peaches. From roadside markets, grocery stores, and local farms, peaches line the streets of North and South Carolina, Georgia, and continue down south. In Lancaster, South Carolina, you'll find peach cobbler served at Kilburnie Inn at Craig Farm, consisting of pecans, oats, sugar, butter, and flaky cereal. In Columbia, South Carolina, at Max on Main, you will find Chef Fatback's world-famous peach cobbler, served with a scoop of vanilla ice cream. At McLeod Farm, peach cobbler is served in the form of peach enchiladas, and at the Peach Tree, it is served topped with peach ice cream. Peach cobbler was quickly adapted into a nostalgic dish that tastes like home for a lot of Southerners. Often seen at family meals, church celebrations, and Decoration Day ceremonies, peach cobbler holds meaning in both community and condolences. As one of the most accessible, simple, and affordable dishes from the beginning of American civilization, peach cobbler has become a symbol of home for many Southerners. In the family preparation, communion around the warm dish, deliveries to people in mourning as a mean of comfort, peach cobbler has grown to carry more meaning than those original chuck wagon settlers would have ever imagined.
What do you have there, Mom?
I have all these cookbooks because you were talking about cobbler, and in the Delta, we love to cook cobbler. This is one of our favorite cookbooks. It's called Bell's Best. It probably has like 20 peach cobbler recipes alone. As you can see, we've used it nonstop.
What does Dad call it?
The Bible.
The Bible of the
The
South.
Bible of the South as far as cooking goes. All right, then this is Delta Delights. I put this cookbook together for Junior Auxiliary, and it has peach, blackberry, all kind of cobblers, because if you go to any kind of function or church gathering, you got to have a cobbler with you. This is The Taste of Redbud. This is my mother-in-law's cookbook. It's in her honor because she was the head chef at this bed and breakfast, and she could cook a mean cobbler. This is my mother's cookbook, who was the state champion for the state of Mississippi poultry cooking contest, but her specialty is sweets, and she can make the best blackberry cobbler you have ever tasted. That's what I want her to make when she cooks. So you can get any cookbook in the South, and I guarantee it's going to have a cobbler in it.
What's your favorite kind of cobbler?
Blackberry. Whoop, whoop.
Is that what you had the most growing up?
Yes, because blackberries are all over the South, and so they were easy to get to.
So do you think that people make cobblers on what they have in the area?
I think they always make it on what they have in the area, just like you have apple pies here because we have so many apples, and down there you could go out in the woods and pick blackberries.
The idea of family and community around peach cobbler is a theme that carries through time in literature, blogs, television, and other media. Ellen Satter's Secret of Feeding a Healthy Family includes peach cobbler in a section called Involving Your Children, writing, an older child can make the peach dessert, and the younger child may pinch off pieces of the dough. The well-known Paula Deen has a few variations of peach cobbler, ranging in technique and ingredient. But her most popular, as seen on her blog, is called The Lady and Sons Easy Peach Cobbler. With over an hour of preparation time and then served with cold vanilla ice cream, Paula Deen focuses on time with her family while cooking this warm, gooey dessert. Belle's Best 2, a community cookbook published by telephone companies in Mississippi, has over 4 pages of peach cobbler recipes. One of the appeals in peach cobbler is its ability to be modified. Time, tools, ingredients, spices, amounts all vary within these 4 pages. Some recipes use vanilla cake mix. Some make homemade biscuits and crusts for the cobbler's toppings. Peaches vary from canned to frozen to fresh from the market or farm. Through all of these recipes, you can be sure of the constants. Lots of sugar and even more butter, and of course, the delicious peaches. Belle's Best also features a section called Men's Microwave, showcasing a peach cobbler recipe made simple, so that men did not have to spend time cooking if faced with the task. The traditional idea of the domesticated woman showcases itself in this cookbook, as well as many other community cookbooks in Appalachia. On the other end of the spectrum, Ronnie Lundy's book, Sorghum Savers, includes the recipe for Emily's Howdy Pan Dowdy with cornmeal biscuit topping. This recipe is broken into sections, one for the filling and one for the dough. The biscuit topping is made of the common ingredients you would expect, like flour, cornmeal, sugar, baking powder, salt, butter, and cream. The filling is a bit more luxurious, containing peaches, lemon juice, flour, sorghum, fresh ginger, and salt. Even though peach cobbler is a traditionally southern and accessible meal, there is a small amount of evidence that the traditional food has been turned into a high-end treat, feeding into the nostalgia and desire to taste the sweetness of the Appalachian lifestyle. Barbara Shortridge's A Food Geography of the Great Plains surveys people across the United States to collect ideal meals that they would serve to guests if given the opportunity. Peach cobbler remained almost exclusive to the region of Appalachia, not just in the southern states, but across the entire area. In Shortridge's Apple Stack Cake for Dessert, Appalachian Regional Food, surveyors recognize peach cobbler as the #1 dessert in both North Carolina and Georgia. Hannah Swenson's book, A Peach Cobbler Murder, published in 2005, made its way to the big screen in 2016, with its premiere in the American TV drama Murder, She Baked, and into its own film later that same year. This book is centered around a small-town bakery owner, using peach cobbler as a way to set the scene in southern living in close-quartered community. So, how do you make the warm and gooey grunts, slumps, sonkers, chuck wagons, or, to keep it easy as a rendition of pie, cobbler? First, grease a baking pan with butter, lard, oleo, or any other fat. Use whatever is at hand, glass, ceramic, or cast iron. Line the bottom of your dish with the peaches. If they are in season, find fresh peaches at the farmer's market, or use canned ones from last year's harvest, or just Walmart. In a separate dish, stir together the ingredients for the cobbler mix.
John, what are you doing?
Mixing ingredients,
What's in there?
sugar, butter, and eggs and flour.
Sugar, butter, eggs, and flour. That's it. Add the cobbler mix to the top of your fruit. Dumping on top is just fine. Remember, cobbler means clumsily thrown together. Bake at 375 for approximately 15 minutes, or until the top is golden brown. Serve with homemade vanilla ice cream for an extra sweet dessert. From the original chuck wagon settlers to Grandma's kitchen, peach cobbler has remained a constant dish served in the South as time progressed. No matter how far you travel or how long you're gone, the sweet smell of peach cobbler will always be waiting in Appalachia to welcome you back home.